Hi, collective. So, this is going to be another collective reading. So, this applies to, any and everybody. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay. My name is Marlissa. This is that Word from Mars Tarot. And I just want to shout out the Geminis real quick, just in case any Gemini watches this video specifically. Like, y'all did y'all big one. Like, with y'all video, y'all were one of the. Y'all were either number 10, 11, or 12. So I just posted y'all stuff yesterday, and y'all, I feel like almost at like 200 views. And I feel like with my channel being newer, like, yeah, I created it in 2023, but I didn't post anything until the top of this year, and I've had multiple breaks. So I think the highest view I've ever gotten on a video might be like before that one, like maybe in the 60s or something. So that's a really big deal, and I appreciate y'all. So just want to throw that out there just in case any Gemini placement, Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, Rising, North Node, South Node, watches this collective reading. All right, so we just gonna see what comes out here. I've pulled the cards already, but what I think I want to do today is I'm going to clarify each card to provide you with a little bit more information. Okay. So you could be connected to a Scorpio, a Sagittarius, or an Aquarius, or you can have any one of those placements. So the overall energy of the spread is this Hope card. All right. In traditional tarot, this is known as the Star. And this is for a sign of Aquarius. So this is like wish fulfillment, praying, like being hopeful. There's a lot of healing that takes place here. I also feel like some of you may be pouring into yourself, but Aquariuses are really big on like teaching what they learn to others. So some of you may be in that, place and space as well. Um, but it's a really good energy to have, especially with what I see, like, in your spread. Okay, because there is something collective that you're moving on from. All right. I can't remember if I said it, but in traditional tarot, this is known as the Star. All right. So there is something that you're moving on from, right now, whether it's like a way of thinking, a way of being, people, a job, a relationship. There's something that you are moving on from, and you're choosing to go forward. And this card, it doesn't really look like it as much, but this is a very painful card. Like, this is like I'm making this decision really because it's really truly what's best for me, but it's not necessarily something that I want to do, or you may want to do it. People often like think that making the best decision is easy or that it's always going to come with happiness. No, like making the best decisions for yourself sometimes is really hard, but there's darkness behind him and there's light ahead of him, and he has guidance. All right, not only that light that's probably coming down from like God, source, spirit, universe, whatever you believe in, right? But he literally has like some sort of like I always thought it was a compass. I don't have my full light on, but maybe it's like an amulet. But regardless, it feels like he's guided. All right, like he is guided with wherever he is going. He, she, they, them. You insert your pronouns appropriately. Now this I wonder if some of you all are like fire signs, if this is going to be like fire signs that watch this reading a lot, and or air signs, because fire signs and air signs don't tend to be the most patient people. Fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Air signs: Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. I'm seeing two cards here that talks about like patience. All right. So let me just bring them both up for you. We have the literal excuse me, y'all, I have COVID. We have the literal patience card. All right. In traditional tarot, this is known as the Temperance card, and for sign of Sagittarius. So while you're moving on and while you're in this very transformative space, it is going to require for you to be patient. Excuse me. The Temperance card, again, for sign of Sagittarius, they're also like alchemists. So it's like knowing how to, and I feel like Sagittarius is, or with the Temperance card, they're very good at transmuting energy as well. It's like, all right, I'm gonna make something out of nothing, or, but I know that it requires patience. Like, I know that I'm not gonna go from this little bean here to this, the seed here to this large flower overnight. All right. So excuse me, there's something in your life that requires like patience and planning. And I do feel like some luck is on your side too, even if you're going through a hard time. The red border signifies your physical world. So there's something in your physical world that's going to require patience and planning, but it's going to end up being exactly how you want it to be, you know, or how God, Source, Spirit, Universe wants it to be for you. It's just going to take time. Okay. So you may be working on a plan for your material world. So some of you may be working on your finances, and some of you also may be like connecting more with God, or you know, whatever like spiritual practices that you engage in. I feel that they are significantly increasing here, and that you may end up wanting to be around like-minded people. Okay. I was going to use this deck to like clarify, but I don't think I am. But at the bottom of the deck, there's this Three of Pentacles, which this is like pulling energy, all right? Not Pullpool. So meaning like-minded individuals, like people that you can get to, you know, the bag with. But in this reading, people that you can get to your spirituality with, all right? People who are going to support you in being grounded. So I feel like you're wanting to be in a certain place, like physically, all right? So again, red border here, the material and spiritual prosperity. 6 being at the top, this is balance, all right? So not only are you going to be materially prosperous or whatever, right? It's spiritually as well. So you're going to have the coin. Your physical world is going to be set. You're going to be happy with this sun here in the background, all right? Sign of Leo. But, you know, with this sun here, the sun illuminates things, but it also usually is about joy. So you're going to be very happy, and things are going to be balanced. I do feel like if any of you all haven't moved on yet, I feel like this is your sign to go ahead and move on and move forward, because the moving on card is here, right? And the sun is in front of him. And then we have this card next to it, which is like another big sun right here. So I feel like the moving on piece is very crucial for your prosperity, okay? I can't remember. I think this is the this is the death card. So we also have a transformation. So I can feel that with all of this, like needing to be patient and moving on, and also like being hopeful. All right, you are going through a transformation. In traditional tarot, this may be known as the death card, sign of Scorpio. All right, so you may be experiencing a death and rebirth, because you know moving on doesn't feel so great, but once you're on the other side of moving on, that's when that rebirth is going to come through. Okay, so this transformation, you know, that's a big deal. Allow it, you know, allow it to happen. Allow whatever that needs to die, and go ahead and move forward. Some of you may be moving on from a Scorpio, and all of this is going to require a spiritual strength. Not only is it going to require spiritual strength, you're going to gain it from the situation. Again, look what popped up. Light. This is in traditional tarot known as the sun, sign of Leo. All right. So joy, you know, joy is coming. You got to be strong in spirit. Okay. And then as far as, I pulled this Miracles Now card, and it says, to travel further on my path of personal growth, I call on my spiritual running buddies for help. So some of you actually may run in real life, some of you may not, but in this card specifically, it's like, all right, like you need a team to help you, to support you through this, but it's going to be your spiritual friends. So it's not going to be your friends that are going to support you and tell you to engage in negative coping mechanisms, drinking, smoking, partying, oversleeping, undersleeping. It's going to be your friends who are spiritual, and it's going to be your friends who are in their bag when it comes to taking care of yourself. Like those are the friends that you're going to want to keep around you right now while you're moving on, and while you're going through some sort of transformational process in your life, and while you're wishing and hoping for something else in the now or the future. All right. You want to be surrounded by very spiritual girlies and guys. Okay. So that is what I have for you, collective. This was just a little short and sweet collective reading. I do want to throw these in the mix if I can, like at least once a week, but anywhere from maybe like 1 to 3 times. My goal is to try to post some form of content every day. I don't know how realistic that is for me. Excuse me. However, I'm starting back up. So I feel like at the very least, y'all would have 4 days out the week where readings are being posted, because that's when I'm going to do like the signs, and like 3 readings will be posted a day. So I might end up having the 3 days off, but if I can, I'm going to post these. But if I also see that the numbers aren't doing really well, I probably will stop for a while and try again. From the past, like when I first started out and when I would do certain readings, I noticed that it would have like literally only a couple of views. And I know the collective reading I posted earlier for today only has like 2 views right now. So I'm going to see if that changes over the next couple of days. And then just pay attention. And y'all can also let me know in the comments down below if you do like these. Sometimes I like when they're not, you know, sign specific, and you just watch it, and if it resonates, you know. But I also am very big on being intentional about my time. So I want to do what makes sense. But if you like it here, if you love it here, please like the video, subscribe, and also, what was I gonna say? Like the video, subscribe. Oh, but engage with me. Like, I love, you know, to chat. You know what I'm saying? So let me be positive about what I'm manifesting here. I like talking about it positively, all right? Like, I know as the channel grows, like, people may be trying to bump them gums, but baby, I'm a fire sign. So let's not do too much. Let's remember that. All right. Let's keep it cute. So yeah, that is what I have for y'all. Definitely praying for the collective, and that the healing comes, and that you're able to be as patient as possible, and you let things go that, you know, you're being called to let go of, so you can receive this rebirth. You can receive the joy that you're looking for. You can receive the material and spiritual prosperity. But I love y'all, collective. Thank you for being here. See you next time. Bye.